Welcome to the Press Box live stream. This is C Will, and today this live show, is just basically me just coming off unscripted, and I just want to give my thoughts on what I think about the Arkansas Razorbacks 2-0 start. Um, First and foremost, it's a great thing to be 2-0. 2-0 is better than 0-2. 2-0 is better than 1-1. 2-0 means that you are 4 wins from being bowl eligible. So that's a good place to be in. Definitely need to have significant improvement because though we're 2-0, we have been anything but impressive through the first uh, 2 games of the season. Now, those first 2 games were against inferior competition. And sometimes when you are like superior, it's tough for you to respect your opponent the way that you need to. And I don't want to say that that's the reason why we haven't seen the Hogs dominate, but it could be at least a small percentage of the equation. So, nonetheless, this week competition stiffens against BYU. BYU is also 2-0. Um, Last year we went to their field and we were able to beat them by a good margin. I believe it was like 15 or 16 points, 14 points. So, we should feel confident. However, we are slightly different than last year. And that difference comes with the offensive line, trying to replace those 3 guys last year. 2 of those players went to the NFL. Dalton Wagner and Ricky Stromberg, both are in the NFL now. So um, part of the reason why Arkansas probably is struggling to run the ball is because you're trying to fill the void that those guys, I guess carry. And it goes to show you that the offensive line is the most underappreciated position in football because without them, nothing works. But when it works, they seldom get the credit. So, what's happening right now, what's going to happen regardless, because you are trying to replace an elite group that set a standard. Because last year, the Hogs averaged, I believe, 230 yards per game. So that was seventh in the nation. So that's a pretty lofty standard. And so far, they hadn't gotten to that level yet. Um, I think that Coach Pittman knew that it would be a transition. However, with Coach Pittman's specializing in offensive line play, he probably feels that he can shorten that turnaround time, which I feel that he can. Um, but other than the line, the Hogs are better um, than they were in mostly every position except the running back position, which I'm not going to say they're any worse because, I mean, you still got the same running backs that you had. So that was still a strength. The quarterback position, I think that, I mean, KJ Jefferson was there last year. So I would say that's still a strength. You have the receivers. You got 4 legit receivers with all of them having pretty good size and experience. So I would say that as a whole, we were better. We are better this year with the receiver group. Then the defensive line, there's more depth. There's a lot of talent. Trajan Jeffcoat, the All American, I'm sorry, the All SEC caliber player that was at Missouri for his career, now is with the Hogs. And Jaheim Thomas is wrecking shop, playing linebacker. So I think Arkansas's front seven is better, and I think that their back end is better than they were last year. So um, that'll definitely be put to the test against a good passing attack because though we know the Hogs have played better, they again have played inferior competition. So we will see, just how much they improved uh, this week. I expect for the offense to play much better. They'll be much focused, much more prepared because they do respect BYU as a legit opponent, and I think that we will get the best effort and the best focus through the whole week, and they'll have a good week of preparation. Excuse me. Another area where I think the Hogs have improved um, is with special teams with Isaiah Satanga. Um, I don't know the exact amount of yards he's averaging per attempt or touch, I should say, but he's definitely, one tackle away from breaking it every time. So um, that adds an advantage for the Hogs as well. We know that the kicking game, the Hogs are solid with Max Fletcher, and they are solid with uh, I can't the kicker. Uh, I think Cam Little. That's his name, Cam Little. So I think we are, a solid team. I just think that it's going to take some time for everything to come together. Not to mention a new offense. We have a new offensive coordinator, so one can understand maybe why they're not executing the way that they are expected to because of the turnover and the change that took place. So this is only the second game. I'm confident that they'll get it worked out. Dan Enos is a legit offensive play caller, and there's no doubt in my mind that he is going to figure it out. The main thing that hurt the Hogs this year was the injuries in fall camp. A lot of people, when you hear that somebody goes down, the season seemed like it's so far away, and people will be like, okay, well, we should be fine. Well, no, it actually stops your progress in terms of your level of preparation for the upcoming season because now you're forced to play people that you didn't think that you would play, and you probably have to play them more than what you want them to play. So, it could be a reason because I know Arkansas has some injuries on the line, offensive line. So, um, um, so those proponents that happen in fall count really kind of it set the stage for this type of up and down start. So, um, I think the schedule was light, but I think that having a light schedule is okay, especially as long as you're not overconfident. And the Hogs are far from overconfident because look at how they've been playing. So I think that if you can walk away from games where you play inferior teams, feeling like you need to get better, that's a good thing because typically if you destroy them, you may gain a sense of false uh, confidence because you had easy games and you just think that you're really that good. So that could be a silver lining in all of this. But improvement is key. As long as we improve, then it don't. We'll look back at these first two games and won't even remember the struggles. So, um, what else I wanted to speak on? The offensive philosophy and identity. We definitely need to shape our identity this week. We want to be a team to run the ball. We ran the ball 45 times last game against Kent State, only averaging 3.8 yards a carry. So um, it's kind of like we tried and we still wasn't able to. So um, it's important that we can get the running game started because if we can get the defense to bring more guys down to stop the run, that's going to leave single coverage against the big receivers that we have. And I think that that's going to pose problems for defenses if we can get those guys with single coverage. But the running game has to be effective in order to accomplish that. Um, but my prediction for this week against BYU, I think that the Hogs are going to be more focused. I think they're going to treat this game as if it's the first game of the year, because it's the first game where they probably feel like that they could lose if they don't play well. So I expect more effort, more energy, and more concentration. I expect them to be more mentally prepared. Uh, paying attention to the scouting report. Um, I expect for the running game to work better with being so scrutinized right now. BYU has really yet to been tested. This is their first true road game, and it's in the hostile environment of Razorback Stadium. So I think that that's going to play a part in what they do. And against our defense in this environment, I think that we can take advantage of some of the mistakes that BYU was going to make today. On Saturday. So I'm going with the score Arkansas 31, BYU 17. I think we should win by 2 touchdowns, but I just want to win the game. But we'll see what happens on Saturday. I believe the game is at 6 o'clock. So my name is C. Will, and this is the Press Box. Thank you for tuning in. And please do remember to hit that subscribe button or leave a comment in the chat. And, let's see if we can, come to some type of agreements. Even if we don't, that's fine. But definitely, voice your opinion. Let me know how you like it. Until then, I'm out. Be safe.